forget something?
The last time I watched an Antoine Fuqua and Denzel Washington collaboration was Training Day. As for the Equalizer TV series, which this movie is based on, I have not seen it. So when it comes to watching this film, I had nothing to base my opinion on. I knew roughly what this movie was all about, but when I'm not really interested in a specific movie, I tend to forget information that people tell me or I've read somewhere. To put it in other words, I was not prepared for this movie, and I was glad I wasn't, because I expected one thing and I got something completely different. Want to know more? Like, share, and subscribe, because this is my review of the movie, The Equalizer.
Your hands. If you really work the power lines down there, your hands wouldn't look like that. I know we got to be waiting for somebody else.
The Equalizer came out in 2014, and as I mentioned, directed by Antoine Fuqua and starring Denzel Washington. The movie is based on a TV series that ran from 1985 to 1989 and had a simple premise. A retired intelligence agent helps the misfortunate to equalize the odds in the face of criminals. This rough premise is kept in the Equalizer movie, but it is taking it in a whole different dimension.
How you gonna pull me out of a burning building if you can't pull a tire 20 yards?
I'm not strong enough.
Hey, don't doubt yourself, son. Doubt kills. Get up. Come on, get up.
Robert McCall, played by Washington, is a guy that works at a big box warehouse. He befriends and helps train Ralphie, a co-employee, in order for him to pass a necessary requirement of a security guard post. On his spare time, and when sleep escapes him, Robert has a drink at a local diner where he befriends Alina, a call girl who wants to get out of the business and create music for a living.
Okay, it's not professional. Just tell me what you think, okay?
Oh, wow. Alina, the singer.
One night, Robert encounters Alina's pimp, Slavi, and realizes that Alina is caught in a web of trafficking and she cannot get out of it. He tries to buy her back from Slavi, which escalates into violence. You see, Robert is not your typical blue-collared worker. He is a former agent and has a particular set of skills that he developed over the years, which allows him to equalize the playing field when encountering Russian mobsters like Slavi.
You're wanting to give me $9,000.
$9,800 cash.
For what?
Her freedom.
However, this brief situation causes a full-on ripple effect that causes the main Russian mobster to send in a problem solver into Boston to hunt down McCall and eliminate him from the playing field.
I'm all that matters, and so we're clear. I'm not here to say, please. I'm here to tell you what to do.
I seriously can't believe I have not watched this movie in the theater. Maybe it's the fact that I knew it was an action film and I thought, Denzel in an action film? But he's old. Boy, was I completely wrong. In 2014, another action franchise took its first steps, and I believe it was also not intending to be a full-blown franchise. It also had a Russian mob antagonist. That movie is called John Wick. It is a bit simplified to talk about these two movies in a way because The Equalizer is a whole other can of worms. As the movie begins, there are questions that you will ask yourself. Why is Robert so helpful and giving of himself? Why does he try to help random people he barely knows? Why is he acting so meticulously with the placements of his books, his napkins, and his tea? And you wonder, why is he living alone and why is he so isolated? All of these questions are slowly being revealed throughout the movie's progress, as Robert helps Ralphie and Alina, and then of course he has to help himself. And through that, we discover about his past and understand where he is coming from.
One day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew. Man, you do something about it, because you can.
The Equalizer is kind of an action movie, but it really does come in bursts, just like the character of McCall. There is a lot of thought before entering a sticky situation, but as soon as one presents itself, Robert uses his training, his quick wit, and the situation analysis to overcome greater odds.
I paid cash. We didn't have a reservation. How'd you find me?
Well, that's what we do, Mr. McCall.
We who?
We find people we need to find.
We who?
I actually found new appreciation for Denzel Washington. Even if I dismiss his earlier work in the 90s, the 2000s and up gave us Training Day, Man on Fire, and American Gangster, just to tell us how great of an actor he is and what range of characters he can play. Antoine Fuqua found a way to make Denzel shine as a master agent that knows how to handle himself and to handle business. Whether it's a one-on-one situation or in a room filled with nasty, murderous gangsters, Denzel seemingly moves like a cat and strikes like a cobra. Well, I'm sorry I'm a bit hyperbolic, but you know what I mean. The man was 58 when they shot this film, and he does not look 58 when he moves. I'm sure there was a lot of stunt work, but even on the close-up shots, you know it's Denzel having to do these tricky choreographed moves, and it looks flawless. But regardless, between the action moments, we get to see a fantastic character that is cool, calm, collective, and he thinks before he speaks, and he knows your answer before you say it. Robert McCall is kind of an individual that sees the humanity in people and wants them to do better. This is the key trait that drives Robert to do what he does, regardless of how dangerous the situation might be or how harmless it is.
Had enough?
You certainly have my attention.
Because I can keep going. Brick by brick, dollar by dollar, body by body.
I honestly enjoyed myself very much watching this movie. All the characters have compelling motives to them. Nothing and no one is boring. There's a lot of anticipation in what's going to happen next, and that starts about 10 minutes into the movie. The setup is pretty slow, but before you realize it, you are hooked in line and sinker. I even like the main villain, the fixer, the Winston Wolfe character of Nikolai. He matched Denzel's intensity and his intelligence and made a formidable opposition to Robert McCall. I would happily recommend you pick up this movie. You could probably get it on Netflix or on Tubi because that's where I found it. An enjoyable 2-hour ride that leaves you with nothing more than to ask for second helping.
He says your guys are incredibly loyal toward you. They'll do anything you say. So if you tell them to put their guns down, lay down on the floor with their hands behind their back, they'll do that, won't they?
I thank you for watching, and remember, hope is a good thing, maybe even the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. I'll see you on the next video.